This is page 7 of our notes, midpoints. A midpoint of a segment is the point on a line segment that is of equal distance from the two endpoints. It is in the center or the middle. What is the coordinate of the midpoint of AB? So the midpoint is in between, in the center, here. So here's 21, here's 25. So I can do 25 minus 21, divide 2. 25 minus 21 is 4, divide 2 is 2. So that means I must do 21 plus 2, and I will have 23. 23 plus 2 will give me 25. Another way to do this is just to know 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 23 is in the center, so 23 is the answer. What is the coordinate of the midpoint of CD? Again, I need to know what is in the center or in the middle between negative 30 and negative 20. Again, I can do negative 20 minus negative 30 and divide 2. Minus negative is the same as plus positive, so this will be 10 divide 2, which is 5. So from negative 30, I can do plus 5 to give me negative 25. To check, I add 5. Negative 25 plus 5 is negative 20. So my answer is negative 25. What is the coordinate of the midpoint of EF? Between E and F, 5 and 6, some of you may know this number here is 5.5. If you're not sure, you can do the larger number, 6, minus the smaller number, 5, divide 2. This gives me 1 over 2, or 0.5. Then from 5 to the center, I do plus 0.5, which gives me 5.5. That's my answer. What is the coordinate of the midpoint of GH? Again, in between negative 9 and negative 8, I take the larger number, negative 8, subtract the smaller number, negative 9, and divide 2. Minus with negative becomes plus positive. That gives me 1 over 2 again, which is 0.5. For the center, or for the midpoint, I can add 0.5. And negative 9 plus 0.5 is actually negative 8.5. So negative 8.5 is the midpoint, and that is our answer. What is the coordinate of the midpoint of IJ? Again, I take the larger number, 3, subtract the smaller number, negative 9, divide 2. Minus with negative becomes plus positive, so that's 12 over 2, which equals 6. That means the total distance is 12, and half the distance to the midpoint is 6. So I do plus 6, and negative 9 plus 6 is negative 3. So this number is negative 3. To check, I will do plus 6 again. Negative 3 plus 6 equals positive 3. So negative 3 is my answer. The next question is a little different. It says M is the midpoint of Ln. So M is in the center between L and N. If Lm equals x plus 8, as shown here, x plus 8, and Mn equals 3x, what is Lm? I know that M is the midpoint. That means it's in the center. What that tells me is x plus 8 equals 3x. X plus 8 equals 3x. To solve, I must get all the x's to one side. So I subtract x here. 8 equals 2x. And then I eliminate this 2 by dividing. And this gives me 4, and this gives me x. So 4 equals x. Now I need to find LM. So I put 4 substituted for x. So here, x plus 8. I can substitute 4, and 4 plus 8 is 12. So my answer is 12. P is the midpoint of OQ. If OP equals 6x minus 1 and OQ equals 9x plus 1, what is PQ? So OQ is the total, 9x plus 1, and OP is just half because P is the midpoint. So that means PQ is also 6x minus 1, and that means 6x minus 1 plus 6x minus 1 equals 9x plus 1. I can combine like terms. 6x plus 6x is 12x, and then minus 1 is minus 2, and that equals 9x plus 1. I want all the x's to one side, so I subtract 9x here, subtract 9x. That will eliminate. 12x minus 9x is 3x. I bring down the negative 2 here, equals 1. Now I add 2 to both sides to eliminate, and I have 3x equals 3. I divide 3 to eliminate, and x equals 1. I'm almost finished, but I need to find PQ. So I use 6x minus 1 and substitute x minus 1. If I substitute 1 for x here, then 6 times 1 minus 1 equals 6 minus 1, which is 5, and that will be my answer. Here's the last example for this page. S is the midpoint of RT if RS equals 5x. So I'm going to label here 5x, and ST equals 2x plus 12. 2x plus 12. What is RT? So I want the total distance. I know S is the midpoint, so 5x and 2x plus 12 are equal. 5x equals 2x plus 12. I must simplify and solve for x. So I subtract 2x to eliminate. I have 12 equals 5x minus 2x is 3x. Divide 3. 3 will eliminate, and x equals 12 divided 3 equals 4. I'm not finished. I need to find the total distance RT. So I can use 5x or I can use 2x plus 12. I'm going to use 5x and substitute x equals 4. 5 times 4 equals 20, but 20 is only half. So the other half is also 20. So the total RT is 20 plus 20, which is 40. And that will be my answer.